Hey everyone, it's Justine. You know, in my video about Emily in Paris last year, I said if the series goes into a third season, I'm gonna make you a full wardrobe review, season 1 plus 2 plus 3. Here we are. I'm gonna review Emily's style choices from a Hollywood stylist perspective because in this series, fashion is a huge part of the character of Emily and it largely contributes to the story, even if we don't always notice. You'll see how the character is evolving. It's one of the boldest contemporary wardrobes since Sex and the City, so it's a fun one. Here's what to expect. I'm going to give you first a full overview of her style evolution from season 1 to 3. Then we'll look at the key items that stand for Emily's style throughout and why they were specifically picked for that show. Let's start with the overview. First, the makers of the show made it very easy for me to review it because almost every outfit that comes up, ever, is documented, filmed from head to toe. So I screenshotted all the outfits, 30 episodes times 3 to 6 outfits per episode. That took a while. And then I looked for patterns and rhythm in the wardrobe to understand the logics of it. Season 1. Emily, the American, arrives in Paris. Everything is new, the culture is different, and she clashes with pretty much everyone, literally and metaphorically. That is reflected in her wardrobe. She wears extremely bright colors, including neon pink, bright green, textures that jump to the eye, like metallic green, blue, etc. However, the accent color, which is repeated most often, is in fact yellow. Yellow is the color of youth. It keeps appearing in her outfits to remind us that she is a rookie in this new Paris life. In season 1, apart from her sport leggings, every single outfit includes several colors, mostly color blocked into multiple prints and patterns. Her wardrobe is unlike what Parisian women would typically wear, or on average, and so she really stands out physically, both in terms of color palette and in terms of how many prints her wardrobe contains. Some of the textures are questionable, like don't we love a see-through plastic raincoat? In season 1, Emily's skirts are super short, including during working hours, and knee-length hat cocktails, which is considered appropriate and well-mannered in the US, almost always shoulder-free. In fact, she wears pants only once at the office in the entire season, and suddenly she looks a lot more Parisian because it's even paired with a tailored blazer. Her coats, at this point, are almost always tailored and cut quite straight, and always high heels. Things start to change in season 2. I did not tackle the scene at the hammam, that does not count as an outfit. We're still seeing a lot of color blocking, very loud prints, neon and even acid colors that look very artificial, all quite bold statement hues. These are not colors that are typically part of a French wardrobe, I would say, but we're also starting to see monochromatic looks, like this lavender dress in episode 2, this all yellow skirt plus suit combination, and that beautiful red evening gown in episode 10. The prints are a little bit less over the top than in season 1, or they come in softer color combinations. It's getting easier on the eye, it's a bit less contemporary and a bit more classic. And also, a couple of things happen for the first time in season 2. Emily wears French stripes in red and then in blue. A typical French fabric, very recognizable. She wears her first pearl necklace and for the first time, hair jewelry. She wears trousers to the office twice and, oh my god, there is a day when she's even wearing an achromatic dress, black and white, first time ever. And also once, she's even wearing flats. Like, imagine, the laissez-aller. Is Emily becoming more French? This brings us to season 3. The blue stripes are here again, but we're also seeing new patterns that she has never worn before. Big houndstooth on a coat, classic black and white houndstooth on a blazer with shoulder pads, yellow houndstooth, so there's a lot of houndstooth, pied de poule in French, green checker pattern here, and even dots there. All of these are commonly associated with French aesthetics. She's wearing trousers a bit more often, and her hemline is sometimes getting longer, which is more like what Parisian women would actually wear at the office, because the skirts in season 1 were like too short to be office appropriate. They really get repeated enough for you to notice that she's slowly integrating. Voluminous shoulders, that dress is beautiful. And she's now wearing her hair up more often. In other words, Emily is growing up, she's becoming more mature, but also more French. The last episode of season 3 really reflects that evolution. It contains 4 different outfits, and none of these include color blocking, neon colors, or even any clashing colors. Now, the makers of Emily in Paris already announced that there will also be a season 4. I'm very curious to see how they are going to manage to make her look even more French, given that both her color palette and her fabrics and textures and materials have already drastically transformed. Now on to the key items in the show. I have to say that Emily rarely wears anything more than once, ever. However, there are some elements that are constant throughout all 3 seasons. One of them is ankle boots. These are in fact the only 2 pairs of shoes Emily wears more than once in season 1. Her style is very youthful overall, and so her skirts are minis or skater skirts, which makes sense from a styling perspective. This is what I would have picked too if I had to dress a 20-something youthful PR girl. She's wearing high heels pretty much all the time. You can't wear heels like that in actual Paris. Her waist is marked, always, either by design or by a belt, or she wears crop tops that show her belly, so same effect. One of the things that bother me, le béret. Emily sports multiple berets of multiple colors throughout the show. People in France do not wear berets. It's a cliche that firmly belongs in the past and that exposes her as a foreigner. Then we have the bucket hat, multiple times, and the bucket bag as design constants. These are because Emily is meant to be a fashionable person, and bucket hats and bucket bags were having a revival at the time when the show was filmed. They are trendy items that will probably feel a bit dated if you watch that show again in 5, 10, 20 years. Something to think about when planning outfits for a movie. Do you want the character to be trendy, or do you want them to be timeless so that the movie can become a classic? You know, when you watch a movie, it's like all action and all you can think about is, did we really wear suits like this in the 80s? Yeah, that's when a movie did not age well. Last but not least, we have gloves. The wardrobe stylist who styled the show has her own fashion line too, and she was in fact trying to make gloves have a comeback for the purpose of her own brand. So she made Emily wear gloves in season 2 of Emily in Paris. Interestingly though, we see normal gloves in season 3, aka the trend probably did not pick up. Other than that, Emily never repeats an outfit, nor a coat, nor a handbag, so her fashion budget is way more than the salary she probably gets as a 20-something PR rep in Paris. It's knowingly not very well paid. So that's a lot of design stuff to own, and we never see her shopping. So when, how? That's where fiction overpasses reality. There is one exception though. There is that Mona Lisa tote bag that she wears in several episodes. This is a realistic cultural point because Frenchies who like culture, who go to museums, would often have a tote bag that they got in a museum with an artwork on it, which they like. This review gives you a feeling of how wardrobes are planned and executed for TV series or movies, all the same. The shades matter, obviously, but also the color palette. Emily in Paris is a great example of that. The fabrics, the textures, the hemlines, it all has a signification. And you can get a very good feeling for trends when looking at the accessories in a show. Which accessories are introduced in which season, disappear the next season, etc. It's a very good indicator of trends. Now, that's for the wardrobe. Regarding the screenplay, if you're wondering about all those French stereotypes that get dripped throughout the 3 seasons, I did a review, because I'm French, I did a review of the stereotypes in season 1 and 2 and whether they are true or false or exaggerated. Those 2 videos will be linked here in the card and down below in the video description in case you haven't seen yet. I'm just gonna say it was fun. Actually, if you enjoyed this wardrobe review, I could totally do the same thing for further movies and TV series. Thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you think that could be interesting, and tell me which one I should review. I will see you in the next video. This one was my last one for 2022, so I'll see you next year, aka in 10 days. Until then, take care. Bye.